Greetings summoners and fellow gamers, I'm Invader Xive and I'm here to bring you a preview look at the upcoming champion in League of Legends called Darius, the Hand of Noxus. He was recently released on the beta test environment and I'm here to bring you a sneak peek into what we should expect from his champion on the next major patch on League of Legends. Darius is an AD Bruiser champion. His place will most likely be at the top or mid lane, as he is a melee champion with no real long range last hitting abilities, and he really requires to be on a solo lane to be effective. His ability kit is aimed at doing damage in bursts but also over time, which I believe was balanced pretty well. He feels similar to playing a mix of Renekton and Garen, but he has no real sustain abilities. He does make up for this by having extremely high damage if played correctly. His passive is called Hemorrhage. It allows Darius to place attacks on the enemy via auto attacks or your abilities, and it causes damage over time and also increases the movement speed by 5% per stack if you hit an enemy champion. The effect can stack up to 5 times. This passive rewards auto-attacking an enemy champion as much as possible, as it allows you to chase them and keep damaging them over time. This is not the greatest passive in the game, but it does allow you to do your job nicely, as the stacks actually interact with other of your abilities, which I'll cover in a moment. Another important thing is that his passive scales off attack damage. His Q ability is called Decimate, which does area of effect damage that scales off attack damage. The unique thing about it is that this ability has a very large AoE, and it does additional damage to the enemies on the outer circle. I usually get this ability at level 1 and max it first, as is his main source of damage and also very good farming ability. This ability also applies the passive for even extra damage. When using it, it kind of feels similar to Renekton's Q ability, but like I said, this one does not have any type of sustain. His next ability, his W, is called Crippling Strike. It's an auto attack enhancing ability that also resets your auto attack animation. It applies his passive and slows both the movement speed and attack speed of the enemies you hit. I like to get this ability at level 2 and max it second, as it slows as the slow on it is very strong for dueling enemy champions, especially other bruisers at the top lane. Additionally, the more stacks of your passive the enemy has on them when hitting them with this ability, the lower cooldown you get at the exchange rate of 1 second per stack. So if you play with your abilities right, you may use this ability again right after a few seconds, giving you even more damage. Next, we got his E ability, which is called Apprehend. This is quite a unique ability in the game, as it gives you a cone area of effect ground control effect that pulls enemy units towards you. Additionally, it has a passive component which gives you passive percentage armor penetration. This is his main utility ability, and you can use it for doing some very impressive moves with it, such as pulling an unaware enemy champion to your tower, allowing for an easy kill, or saving a teammate from death just at the right time by pulling them towards you. Finally, we got his ultimate, which is called Noxian Guillotine, and damn, it's a good ability. This is a targeted small range true damage nuke that scales off attack damage. Yeah, that's right, true damage on your ultimate. What's even better is that depending on the number of stacks the enemy has, this ability can do upwards of 100% more damage. That is 20% damage per stack on the enemy. And if that wasn't enough, if you land a killing blow with this ability, the cooldown is reset and you can use it again. This truly is one of the game's best finishing moves, as it can do upwards of 1000 true damage, and if timed correctly, it is spammable on a teamfight. Now that I've talked about his abilities, I'm going to give you my general thoughts on him. Right now, as he stands, he feels a little bit overpowered when you manage to get those big damage and tanky items. For example, imagine this scenario. You go in with your massive AoE from your Q and major disrupt with your E. After a few enemies get low, you find your opportunity to strike with your ultimate. If you manage to get the kill, you will be able to spam your ultimate many more times in that fight, each time dealing great amount of true damage. Now imagine doing upwards of 1000 true damage even to tanks and other tanky DPSs, while they still can't do that type of damage as quickly to you. And yes, it is strong as it sounds, and of course you do require very good timing and coordination, but if you do manage to get a good team set up, you will start to dominate. Now overall, you won't be able to get to that situation unless you have a great early and mid game, as having no sustain or defensive abilities will leave you pretty vulnerable against other laning champions, and you might have a lot of problems against champions such as Irelia, Warwick, Olaf, Renekton, and even Garen, just to name a few. He does have a very easy time farming the lanes though, so if he's left alone, he will quickly get the necessary gold to get that awesome point in the game where you just wreck phase. Like I said before, it is very important that you build him as a bruiser, because like I said, he does not have any defensive or escape abilities. This is why I recommend that you should be building him with the core items of Mercury Treads, Frozen Mallet, and Moltres, and then go for those big damage items such as a Bloodthirster. However, you might consider to go even tankier with Atmas Impeller or even Guardian Angel, because like I said, you must stay alive long enough to use your ultimate as an execution ability, so you can cast it at least twice in a team fight. Now, I consider these items to be his core, but you know, the order you actually buy them depends on the lane you're up against. Now for runes, I like to take full attack damage setup with flat damage reds and Quints, also getting armor yellows and magic resist per level blues. I believe this gives you very strong early presence and tankiness to face most opponents. And for masteries, I like to go 2109, the standard attack damage masteries. And that will be all from me, guys. Hopefully you like this preview of Darius, the Hand and Noxus. Please comment, rate and subscribe to this channel, Ace Games, for much more gaming content. Also, I would like to invite you to visit my channel over at youtube.com/InvaderXive. I do daily uploads of League of Legends point of view commentaries about the champions you are interested in. Until next time, thank you all for watching, please comment, rate and subscribe, and I'm InvaderXive, signing out.